Hey, Laparinos, RB from Of Science and Swords once again. We've got a couple of new Calimacil items for you today, and tomorrow there's going to be like a little bit extra about some new Cali spears. So let's just jump right into it. Obviously, not a true unboxing because wholesale, you know, we put shit away. But, so, we've got the new Valendhyr, the two-handed sword from the Serowin range. We've got the officially licensed CD Projekt Red Witcher 3 Geralt's steel sword. Then we've also got another officially licensed product. It is the Quickfang from Destiny, which is actually a little bit different from the previous Destiny katanas. And finally, the new Norn Sayax. So like right off the bat, it is actually different from the previously released ones. The hilt, obviously different coloration, but also we've got some more finer detailing. They've actually gone to a fairly good level of detail there. You can see it right in the mold. Nice little hook right up the end, so you know, you sort of swipe in past people, reverse, pull back, and you know, if they're counting their hits properly and it drags against their shoulder, that should totally count because frankly that's what the hooks on backs of swords are for. Grip wise, it could be that it's fresh out of the bag, but I'm finding this real smooth, like it's sliding as I'm, you know, flicking back and forwards. Mind you, there's like this little sort of triggery bit there, so actually that really works. So this little bit here, just hook your forefinger in there. It's very swishy. You can actually hear it through the air. Although unlike some of the previous Destiny designs, it is actually nice and soft, even though the blade itself has a very slim profile. So I quite like this. The only issue I have with this is that it's so distinctly sci-fi, you would not be able to get away with it in a game that's got costuming requirements for fantasy. But maybe we could convince them to use the mold profile for something else, or maybe the handle. I don't know, it's licensed, so probably not. Curse you, Bungie! Speaking of licensing, CD Projekt Red. Very much looking forward to the new Witcher series coming out on Netflix. Ooh, so, right off the bat, this is molded, but it's meant to basically be like a micromail kind of mesh, or maybe, you know, not serrated, like shark skin kind of leather. So that's actually really quite nice on the grip. It doesn't move much in my hands, and there is definitely a distinct, you know, sensation of it being there. The Crossguard, it's a standard issue with most LARP swords, unless you've got like pure silicon block type crossguards, like Nemesis make. Bit on the springy side, so, ooh. Is that a Wild Hunt logo right there? That's very cute, didn't notice that until just now. But yeah, the blade profile is really slim, and actually it does feel sharp. It hits sharp too, so like, obviously being foam sharp doesn't count for much unless it's like really poorly molded. This is not that. The issue with being so thin in this case is that, you know, just physics, the thinner the area that makes contact, the more force is applied to that immediate spot because transfer of kinetic energy. So because it's so thin, that actually hits quite hard, even with just a soft tap. So if someone's having a proper swing at you, that's gonna wallop. Feels a lot more whippy than the standard Cali stuff, and I don't want to put too much strain on it, but I feel like I could break this doing the pec fly, which, you know, like that's not a great sign for a LARP weapon, but at the same time, I get the feeling that people will probably be buying this one more for the cosplay element.
What's the flex like compared to the Krug?
So it's not nearly as whippy as the Krug is, but from a construction perspective, the Krug's whippiness is actually of benefit. That prevents it from snapping when it hits. You know, it's that sort of flex, like your elbow. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll definitely see a lot of these on field, I think. I just will be avoiding the people swinging them around. Alrighty, next up we've got
one of the two prettier new ones.
Yes, it's so huge. Oh, it's got some nice weight. That feels like how a sword should feel in your hand. Watch me fail at being fancy. Oh, And now I just have the Charms
The
theme stuck in my
technical
head.
difficulties were definitely me not hitting Tom, weren't they, Tom?
Not saying nothing.
So yeah, new Sarowin two-hander. It swings quite nicely. You will definitely feel it drag as you sort of reach that sort of point of extension. The Crossguard, quite solid. That's good. That's going to actually, you know, cram in a bunch of things. In terms of the blade profile, it's fairly chubby. It's not like as chubby as some of the blades like the Novice, but it's a damn sight better than a lot of the new thin blades. So
Looks to be about the same as the other ones in that same range.
yeah, so, you know, like you probably heard that go snap against my leg. And even then, it still hit quite soft. So I'm quite happy with that. And just the level of detailing on it. I just love this sort of dragon's egg looking thing right at the hilt. You know, my only wish was that this was also made out of the Calisoft foam so that you could, you know, use it to just sort of butt strike at people. But, you know, Cali don't do that with their weapons. And probably for good reason. I think if you started letting people butt strike with one weapon, they'd do it with them all. All right, and last but not least is the new Norn Sayax, which just goes perfectly for all of you Lost Girl fans. It's actually really beautifully detailed. Like you've got, you know, your stag right there, the wood patterning on the hilt looks really good. The coloration against, and it's got little runes right there. I think that's the Sarowin rune. But yeah, and so the scroll work continues down the blade. It's nice and soft. It pretty much feels exactly like the regular Calimacil Sayax, just, you know, with a thinner blade and a much nicer handle. It's nice in the grip. Like, it's not going anywhere either. So as you can see from the super slow-mo, there is a fair bit of flex to the tip. What you can't see though is that it feels like they are using tube tipping rather than Kevlar. So much safer and probably going to last a lot longer. So quite happy with that. I guess, you know, these things have all really stepped up the game. Come to bat. I'm not great with sports ball. You might have figured that out from the general wall of nerdity. But yeah, Cali really bringing their A game, regardless of what game that happens to be. So hopefully we'll see some of these and you on the battlefield.